Hello, my name is Kennedy Morris, and I'm a junior level animal science student here at the University of Kentucky. I am minoring in wildlife biology, and I hope to get in the field of wildlife conservation upon graduating, which is why I've chosen to present to you over zoo facilities and a common issue that the industry is facing. But to start off, I'd like to give a history overview and some background information on zoos. So, zoos were originally created for menageries of entertainment, and I know the picture in the background is a bit hard to see with the slide functions, but that is a tiger at the London Zoo in the mid 1800s. You can't really see any enrichment, it's very cramped. There's no greenery to stimulate a natural environment. Nothing about that really looks fun. But this is what you would expect going to a menagerie at that time. You're paying money for an exotic experience where you would see animals that you otherwise wouldn't see. But in the mid 1900s, there was a huge transition towards scientific discoveries and education, and this is when you could see a lot of universities partnering with zoos for research. And that's kind of where we are today, where zoos are known for their long-standing role in conservation and research. Also today, we have the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, and this is really an appointed committee that reviews facilities and will often accredit them or will accredit them if they meet the highest standards in animal welfare, and it guarantees that they have professional staff. And what I mean by this is it creates higher requirements for people to work there. The people that work there are more likely to have higher education or extensive experience in animal care and husbandry, so that it's a lot better. But just because we have the AZA doesn't mean every zoo you go to is AZA accredited. There are estimated to be over 425 zoos in the United States, and less than half of these are actually AZA accredited facilities. I don't know if you all have watched or remember Tiger King that was trending during COVID, but Joe Exotic and Carol Baskins are kind of great examples of the leftover zoos that are often considered roadside zoo attractions or backroad zoos. And the staff that work here often don't have any real professional experience. So the zoos, the backroad and roadside zoos, are typically mismanaged and mostly managed for profit. They're really just looking to make a quick buck. But because we have this huge divide in AZA accredited facilities versus backroad zoos, public perceptions are also extremely divided. So you have a lot of people that don't like zoos. They have a very visceral reaction towards zoos. And so these negative attitudes are more likely to anthropomorphize animal behavior. Most people, on a general level, studies have shown that they attribute human behavior to what animals are displaying. So a huge example of this would be a lot of people say the lions look sad at zoos because they're sleeping. But they don't know is that lions sleep 20 out of 24 hours a day, so they're not going to be running around roaring like they would in cartoons. But a lot of the positive attitudes are more likely to be repeat visitors, which is kind of a ditto, but people that have positive attitudes towards zoos are more likely to utilize the educational side of this. They're more likely to utilize the signage that's posted around the zoo and get involved with events that are also going on with zoos. So they kind of create their own role in conservation with this. But that leads to a huge cycle of what kind of zoos are available both to visitors and to workers, but it leads to a huge professional job shortage and again to the public perceptions being largely divided. But you got to look at who's really suffering here, because you can think that visitors are suffering, you can think that professionals are suffering in the industry, but also the animals suffer as well. And this really means for zookeepers is that accredited facilities are often nonprofit, and there's been a lot of studies about what this means as far as benefits and pay goes, but more often than not, it indicates a lower salary. And because there's a professional job shortage, it's highly, highly, highly competitive. So they have a huge job pool to choose from, and because they have a lot of people willing to work at this position that want to and maybe do have experience in education, they can afford to pay less. And so that is why professional zookeeping often becomes a passion job or is considered a passion job. I'm not really sure moving forward how this could be fixed, but that's just a huge problem that the industry is facing as a whole. And these are a list of my references. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.